Hi everyone, welcome back to the Lions from Lambs YouTube channel. I'm Rob Malone, I'm an elementary school teacher, and today I want to talk about the importance of protecting children from stress. As adults, we have a duty to protect them, to shield them from the harmful effects that stress can have. Look, stress affects us all. It's part of living. You're trying to put food on the table, you're trying to keep your family safe, you're worried about threats and dangers, you're trying to keep a roof over their head, and the bills just keep coming. It seems like things get more expensive. Then there's relationship issues. Stress is a part of life. But as adults, obviously we know stress can be damaging to adults. It is quadruple dangerous to children because their brains are still forming. And so it may not be possible to completely shield them from stress and the effects of it, but we certainly want to mitigate the amount of exposure that they have. A child's mind, you see, is like a sponge. They're developing, they're learning about the world. That's part of their evolutionary survival mechanism. The child's brain is absorbing all this information and data from the world, filing it away in the subconscious, and that data that's in the subconscious of a child, that shapes that child's worldview and how he or she looks at the world. And too many negative or overly stressful events in that child's life can lead to a skewed worldview that will most likely manifest in difficulties later on, and it could be 10, 20, even 30 years down the road for that particular child. And so if at all possible, we want to avoid that because it's not fair to set them out in life with that baggage. Life is tough enough as it is. Prolonged stress also causes an increase in cortisol, the stress hormone, to be sent to the corpus callosum. Now, the corpus callosum is the bridge between the left and the right sides of the brain. It basically acts as an intermediary. It allows them to talk and communicate to each other. Now, an increase in cortisol oversaturating the corpus callosum for an extended period can actually cause the nerves of the corpus callosum to shrink. This severely impedes the development of the individual to whom it's happening. Some of the effects that this can have is a decrease in learning, overall learning, because their memory cells will be affected. They can have sleep disturbances. Children need sleep. They need a good 8 to 9 hours of sleep in order to properly grow and develop when they're younger. Their cognitive functions are going to be severely diminished. And then you're going to have situations like, and really you'll see this manifesting in the classroom, their ability to concentrate and focus will be severely diminished. That's where you get children who can't stay in their seats. They have difficulty sitting down and reading for any period of time. Now, children's attention span is short as it is, but when the corpus callosum has been compromised, it really they lose focus like that. But stress in a child can also lead to anxiety, right? Depression in serious cases. So, these can have serious life-threatening effects on a child, because especially once they hit the teenage years, if they've had a stressful upbringing, and again, this is not necessarily, automatically we think a lot that, this is about a child being abused or yelled at by the parents. That's certainly applicable, but it doesn't need to be abuse directed at the child. It could be just that the child has seen, more negative events than the average child should. But yeah, depression is something that you would look out for with children who've been raised in homes where or environments, neighborhoods, in which they've seen these bad things over and over and over again. Once they hit the teenage years, the hormones start. That's when that depression arc is really something that we have to watch for. So. And we all know that the negative the downsides that can come from teenage depression. So, and you're also going to have mood swings, outbursts, and things like that. Also, one of the primary reasons a child is in school is to learn how to develop socially, to be able to develop relationships, friendships, and form bonds with other human beings. Well, a child who's been exposed to extreme stress for prolonged periods, or or situations in which it's been really terrible events that children have seen, they have trouble forming friendships. They have trouble with trust. They develop trust issues, serious trust issues. They don't form those social bonds, so it really impedes their growth and development that way. So ultimately, we just want to be very careful and realize that even though as adults we may just be venting, but the child's brain doesn't see it that way. So if at all possible you want to vent in an area away from your child, and if there are other people around who are bringing in negative, and when I say negative, I mean overly stressful environment to your child, then you really want to think twice and maybe get that person out. If you've got somebody who screams a lot, or they're always angry, or they're mad at the world, it's okay to be angry, but we have to remember the first duty we have as adults, if you have children in your life, is to protect those children first, and second, a very close second, to help them grow and develop into the strongest, stablest, and most successful adults that they can possibly be. So thank you very much for your time. If you got some value from the video, I'd appreciate you hitting that like button. And if you like the content of the channel, please click subscribe and turn notifications on, because I'll be releasing videos similar to this quite frequently. So again, thank you very much. Have a great day.